Boundaries protect you from people who won't change. Boundaries protect you from people who won't change. Boundaries protect you. You. They're needed. They're required. Let's get into it. My weekly lessons. Okay. Lesson number 1. Boundaries protect you from people who won't change. You must implement boundaries. Okay. It's not your job. In lesson number 2, it's not your job to rescue people from decisions that they have made. It's not your job to rescue people from the decisions that they made. I know you want to help them, but sometimes you helping them is hurting them. Help is not help. They have to, how do I say this? They have to learn their lesson. That's the best way I can see it. They have to learn their lesson. And if you're saving them and rescuing them all the time, how can they learn their lesson? That's why it keeps reoccurring. They haven't gotten the lesson. Okay, lesson number 3. Do what makes sense for you. Do what makes sense for you. So many times we're letting people tell us what we should do, or we're looking at what other people do and thinking that that's what we're supposed to do. Do what makes sense for you. And just like my phrase of the day, there is power in standing apart and not fitting in. You were not born to fit in. You were born to stand apart. That is why you have this fingerprint. Nobody has my fingerprint. Nobody has your fingerprint. You know why? Because you were created and uniquely designed for your purpose, for the plans that He has for your life. Okay? And nobody can tell you that. That's something you discover within. Doing less. I don't know what number this is. Doing less of the things that I don't like doing and doing more of the things that I love doing. Doing less of the things that I don't like doing and doing more of the things that I love doing. There's so many things that I love to do, and there's so many things that I don't like to do. Like I was learning how to do a lower third, right? And so I was asking people that they know, because I wanted them to give me the template. I don't want to go out here and watch 2 hours of videos to learn how to do something. If you have the template and you can just send me the template, that's the season I'm in. I don't want to watch a bunch of videos. Don't send me a bunch of videos, because then I'm going to go down a rabbit hole. So I was able to find a video, and it was clear. It was so clear. The instructions were so clear. I was able to do it in like 5 minutes. So that's where I am. And if anybody else wants to know how to do that, wants the template, I'm willing to send you that template, right? We want to do less work, not more work. There's somebody out here that already has this thing created. Why do you have to go and recreate it? You shouldn't have to go and recreate it. Excuse me. You shouldn't have to go and recreate it. Somebody already got the blueprint already out there, right? Okay, so, and then next, sometimes the win is not winning. It's just the fact that you were considered. Sometimes the win is not winning. It's the fact that you were even considered. I was considered for this job. And although they chose somebody else, I was considered. You know how it feels to be considered? And I don't take it as rejection. I just take it as it's not a good fit, right? And then I get to look at it differently. So sometimes the win is not winning. It's just the fact that you were even considered, okay? And last but not least, your name will be mentioned in rooms that you're not in based on your character. The reason I was even chosen to do the job is because of my character, right? So whoever you are, right? Those rooms that you're in, people are watching. People are watching and taking notes, and you are making an impression on them based on your character. Okay? Your character will get you in the room. It will. And it will keep you in the room. You be who you say you are all the time, not just when people are watching. Integrity, that's also integrity as well. But these are my lessons, y'all, that I learned last week, and I'm just like, whew. It was a full week with a lot of ups and downs. Nevertheless, I made it through it. I'm going to make it through it this week just like you will. And so I like to share my lessons on here weekly that I'm learning in real time. Those boundaries, y'all, boundaries are needed. So many of us are frustrated and overwhelmed with people. we need boundaries with those people. And I'm going to share something else that I also shared this morning that's going to help you discern with whether or not you need to set a boundary. Ways to tell if it's time to set a boundary. They are annoying you. Number one. Number two, you are the only one initiating conversations or hangouts. Number three, they are insulting, hurtful, demeaning, degrading towards you. Number four, you feel more negative about yourself after spending time with them. And number five, you feel at their mercy and like your time and schedule doesn't matter. Ways to tell it's time to set a boundary. You got to know when to set a boundary, okay? Are they annoying you? You are the only one initiating the conversation or the hangouts. They're insulting you. They're hurtful. They're demeaning. They're degrading towards you. You feel more negative about yourself after spending time with them. You feel at their mercy. You feel at their mercy like your time and schedule doesn't matter. It is time to set a boundary. A boundary protects you from people who won't change. They're needed. They're required because you have to have a clear limit. This is the biblical definition. A clear limit you set to protect yourself from people who aren't willing to change. There's so many examples in the Bible. So many. Let's talk about Adam and Eve. That's number one. Okay? You check out the rest. There's so many examples. We must set boundaries. You got to set them. And they're to protect you. Some people, you got to give them up. Give them up. And I ain't saying you got to give up on them. You got to give them to God. Here you go. I can't fix them. I can't save them. I can't rescue them. And you can't afford to take them everywhere. Like if I know that you're a loose cannon, I can't take you everywhere because I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to say. So we have to have those boundaries. They protect you in the relationship. It's needed. There's some people that won't change, and that's okay. That's why you need a boundary. Boundaries protect you. So these are my lessons. I hope that was helpful. I hope you have an amazing week. That's all.